Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be looking at the Kiwi-Ears Quartet. This is a quad driver IM. Has a 10mm dynamic driver in each side. Custom balance armatures. So all in all, there are 4 drivers each earpiece. Beautiful medical grade resin. High quality oxygen-free silver-plated copper cable. The connector is a 0.78 2-pin connector. The cable itself is 1.2 meters in length, and the price of this is $109. Frequency response is 20 to 20 kilohertz, 110 decibels of sensitivity, and 32 ohms. So it is relatively easy to drive. It does like to scale with a little bit of power, but it doesn't necessarily need the power at all. Inside the box, you're going to get your maintenance guidelines, warranty information, and just overall, just kind of a manual. You're going to get 3 different sizes of these kind of tips with the red in the middle and kind of a smoky translucent. You also get these kind of dome-shaped white ones, and also these dark ones, which are kind of like Starlines but without the crinkly tip in. So you get those 3 tips. You get the case, which is just like the case that we had for the orchestra. It's too bad the cadenza didn't have the case like that. So anyway, there's a nice pouch in there. You see you have your little tuning device, because this one does have switches. You get a cable tie, and that's basically it right there. You get the cable and the units themselves. The cable is very nice. I heard people complain about it on some of the other reviews. It has a very nice thickness, and it is extremely soft and rubbery. While it may not be the most thickest cable, still it's really good quality. It'll definitely last you. I'm gonna pull this out of the thing and put this down, and we can get a good look at these. You can actually see them better if I take off the color lights. So in these fluorescent lights, it doesn't stand out very much, but if you're in direct sunlight, which I can get a little bit more sunlight in here, still the fluorescent lights ruin it. It is very, very pretty. It is black with all these swirls of purple. Of course, it comes in a variety of colors. Beautiful, rounded, ergonomic shape. Quite comfortable. That Kiwi-Ears logo right there, which if I cover up the keyboard, it should be able to focus in on that a little bit better. So yeah, comfort-wise, these were really, really good. They're gorgeous, by the way. I think everything Kiwi makes that I've tried so far has been really nice looking. So extremely good comfort there, good ergonomics. This should fit most ears. It's slightly bigger than an average IM, so smaller ears it might be a tight fit, but it should be comfortable for almost every ear. Isolation is good with this as well. And of course it's rounded, so I really do like the design. Now, that said, medical grade resin, shell, comfort, good isolation, great isolation to be honest, even with the stock tips. It's lightweight. It's got these little switches right there, 2 of them on each unit. So it's not overly complex in the switches. The switches do make a noticeable difference in the sound. And like I said, you get plenty of accessories. You get the cable, you get 3 different kinds of ear tips in 3 different sizes. Just overall, it's a decent unboxing experience with this. And I found that with most of the Kiwi-Ears. I really do like Kiwi-Ears. There's just a few brands that I really, really absolutely like everything that they make. And so far, everything I've tried from them, I haven't tried everything, but I've liked it very much. Let's talk about the sound signature, because that's the important thing. These are very lush and warm sounding. If you like bass, you're going to like these. There is a lot of bass. It is a nice, warm bass. Sub bass does an excellent job of providing a rumble without being just too, like overpowering, like some different headsets out there and in earphones. This one has just a really nice rumble. Mid bass is a little bit more prominent and definitely has really good impact, and there's good details over there, but they're kind of relatively smooth. I guess in a description of this, I would say this is kind of a smooth, warm V shape. Very, very good. Moving into the mids, they definitely have a nice kind of presentation. Vocals sound very, very good and warm and thick. There's just an overall, they sound really rich and lush when it comes into the mid-range. I think that it appeals to a lot of people. It's kind of like that Harman tuning, but only with a little bit more oomph in the bass. Definitely quite appealing and non-fatiguing for long periods of listening, and especially with certain types of music. Getting into the treble. Now, the treble is very well balanced. It has, good energy, and it definitely has, enough to just get a little bit of sparkle there. But for the most part, it is relaxed. It does have some kind of smooth detail to it, but it's more kind of a natural sounding, relaxed kind of treble with overall just a good presentation. People that are treble sensitive, they're going to absolutely love this. Definitely not for the treble heads, that's for sure. It's not a bright sounding IM, that is for sure. Now, getting into the sound stage. The sound stage overall, it handles like busy tracks very well. It's not the hugest sound stage. It's about average, kind of a natural kind of field. Definitely, I think it's equal in the width and depth. Now, there's good layering there. Like I said, it does handle some, busy tracks decently. There's definitely enough there to, play games and everything like that. It's definitely not an intimate soundstage. Overall, it just has, decent imaging with a very accurate presentation. I would say, like I said, natural in its width. So it's not overly wide. It's definitely not intimate. It is good. That said, now, if you're interested in something that has very good bass, particularly mid-bass, but it does have good sub-bass as well. It has a nice warm, kind of thick-sounding mids. Overall, good details, but they are smooth details. This obviously isn't the technical kind of Kiwi-Ears like we've seen with the orchestra and everything. This is more laid back and kind of just a smooth, relaxed, warmish kind of presentation that you can just enjoy the music and sit back and relax too. That's what this one is made for. This one is definitely beyond what I would call fun sounding. This one is more of a relaxed kind of just easygoing listening kind of sounding. Reminds me similar to like the cadenza, but this has a bit more detail, a bit more of everything because it has more drivers, of course, and beautiful design. Very, very comfortable and smooth. Kind of feeling resin. So I think this is appealing to that. If you're not using your IM for critical listening, if you're going to be listening to pop music, hip-hop music, lo-fi, anything like that, jazz, I think you'll like this. I think bass-wise, it might have a little bit too much bass for like speed metal, but for different genres of music, I think it fits in very perfectly. I mean, I love these. This is definitely a favorite. If I want a technical listening, obviously I'll grab the orchestra and, If I just want to enjoy something, I would just have this, and then I have things in between that are more on the neutral side. But this one is definitely going to be my fun listener from now on. I like it, and it's also the very smoothness of the resin shell is just very comfortable in my ears. So overall, I give it high marks for enjoyability. Definitely can listen to this all day. It's not fatiguing in any way. The mids have a forwardness, but they're not shouty in your face or anything else like that. Everything is just well. It's just kind of smooth and relaxed, and I think it is highly enjoyable. That said, this has been the Kiwi-Ears Quartet, and this is a really nice quad driver. And it really, really looks good. For those people that like things that look good in the ears, really, really looks good. I know my lights are so bright they don't really do it justice, but I'll leave a nice kind of photo for the thumbnail so you can just see how beautiful these look. Thank you so much for watching. Be safe, and I'll leave a link below for these. Thank you.